Welcome back to FallingFoxGaming, everybody. I'm your host, Blaine, and today we're picking up with a brand new game, Terraria. Not a new game by any means, but the newest update, 1.4, came out earlier this year, and I never got a chance to play it. Now, what I plan on doing is doing a full playthrough from beginning to end of this game with no exploits, no cheats, no nothing. I know there's a whole bunch of them for this game out there. I'm not going to use any of them. It's going to be a strict, hardcore playthrough of just me from beginning all the way to the end. And I'm going to try and find all the new items and use all the new gear and everything and showcase them off to you guys. Now, this plan may go awry and I may revert to doing just, some simple runs just to get rid of some bosses, because some bosses may not be possible with the newer items. So as long as the newer items allow me to progress, I'm going to be using them. If this idea sounds cool to you guys, let me know down below in the comments. If you have any suggestions or tips for some of the newer items or where they can be found, let me know, because I don't actually know where the newer things are as of yet. But yeah, so I hope you guys like this series, and I'm going to try and show off most of the chests that I find throughout the world, so that way you guys know that I'm finding things legitimately and not just, randomly like adding it to the game through console commands or something like that. I'm also going to try and show you guys the progression of the base, because what I'm going to do first is I'm going to build a big tower, and it's going to basically be like an apartment complex for all the NPCs. But now with the new mechanic of happiness, you actually have to kind of separate your NPCs because they have preferred areas where they want to live to make things cheaper and whatnot. So I'm going to start off by building a big tower, and it's going to house all the NPCs as I get them. And then I'm going to separate them after a few episodes into their own areas to see what they can actually do when they're on their own, because maybe they have some special abilities when they're in their own areas. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, I don't know what all the new stuff is. I've done a brief look over the patch notes and stuff just so I have an idea of what's going on. But my idea is to show you guys everything in the new stuff kind of through natural progression. So it's not just like a listing of all the new items and everything and new bosses. So yeah, like I said, if you guys like this idea, let me know down below in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe if you actually are liking my content here. And yeah, just enjoy. So the first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to upgrade the tower and add a couple more rooms on. Once we're done with that, because we still have the material to actually do it, we will be back. Alright, so quick update on what we've been doing so far. We added a couple levels onto our tower, and we managed to get a merchant to show up and the dye trader. Now the dye trader I don't think is really going to be useful anytime soon, but whatever. That is okay, but the trader allowed us to buy an iron anvil, which means we don't have to spend resources to actually get the anvil, which is actually really nice. So I think my next goal is actually going to be to get some stone here and then get a forge or a furnace, whatever it's called, going. Alright, so just a quick little update before we actually go on a little adventure here. We got our furnace built, and we got kind of the piggy bank and stuff set up from the traveling merchant, and there's a little hole that we dug right over here. I decided I'm going to leave the pink tree because I think it looks really cool. Alright, so a short little adventure later, and we managed to get ourselves some ore. We managed to get 20 silver ore, 28 iron ore, and 37 tin ore. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn all of that into bars. Starting with the silver, then the iron bars, and finally, bars kind of teleport on me. There we are. We want to make sure that we have the proper workbenches. So we need a heavy workbench for the next set of crafting. So that's what we're going to do. That is the most important step for our little adventure, is to start getting the new crafting stations, because that is how you advance with better stuff. Alright, so I've returned really quickly here just to kind of mention what we're doing here. We collected some of these fallen stars at nighttime, and I collected 6 total actually. I made 1 mana crystal, which takes 5 of them, which will increase my maximum mana total. And then I'm also going to create a star in a bottle, because I have some bottles and a star, and that will increase my mana generation when I'm around my base, which means I can shoot things a little bit more often when they're near my base. So first, we'll increase our maximum mana, which is the most important thing. And then next we'll create this beautiful little glowing lantern. There we go. So as you can see, we'll get the buff over here to increase mana regeneration. So let's see what kind of mana regeneration we actually have. Oh, that's actually really good. So yeah, there we go. Perfect. So after a short trek out, actually it was not short at all, it actually took a lot longer than I wanted to, we find ourselves back at our tower, and we've got enough resources now to build a sawmill. So we're going to do that. And with a sawmill, that allows us to build a loom, which will also allow us to make a bed. Oop. And I believe we have enough cobwebs here in our little chest thing here. There we go. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I forgot to place down the loom, which we're going to put down right here. Boop. And there we are. So that should allow us to make... Oh, we need to make cloth first before we can make a bed. I think it takes like 5. I think 5. I don't want to use all my cobwebs to make cloth until I know for sure what I'm going to make with it, because cobwebs aren't super duper common, but they're not rare by any means, but they're just, you know, they're just rare enough to where I don't want to actually have to try and find them again. I also found 4 more fallen stars, so I might spend the time to try and find 1 more just so we can increase our mana to 60. Alright, so we just had our first death, but that's okay because we have to increase our mana. We managed to gather a little bit more ore, not a whole bunch more, but enough to do a couple things with, which I'll show you here. Alright, so given our state of our tower, I have built another room, so that way just in case somebody else wants to move in. But we're at a point where we can't really do anything else until we advance our gear a little bit. I'm not finding enough ores to actually build what I actually want, so what we're going to do is we're going to head to the west, because to the east, or nope, I lied. We're going to head to the east, because to the west eventually is corruption, and in the corruption I can't really get past it because I die too quickly. My goal is going to be to try and get to the ocean to see if I can get underwater and get a magic mirror. If I can get that, that will boost my level of progression pretty quickly. So we're going to head to the east and see what we find. Yay, lucky us. So down in this little cave here, we found both a blood zombie statue and a heart. Life crystal. So life crystals are the best. They increase our total health by 20. We'll take that right now, and boom, we got ourselves a full little heart crystal increase. So I feel like I'm running into 2 dangerous areas on both sides of my base to actually progress. I mean, I can definitely like run past the corruption and just get kind of lucky, which I'm probably going to end up just doing that just for the sake of like continuing progression, because that's how this game kind of works sometimes. But I was hoping to actually set up a scenario where I can show you guys my path and show you that I'm doing everything still very legit without doing any kind of shortcuts. But I'm kind of having some difficulty in actually getting like past certain areas. So if I end up getting to a scenario where I can show you, we will continue on. So I think that's where we will leave it off for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. We will do a lot more of this in the future, and I'll try to include some more action-y stuff. I just kind of want to show you in this video some of the intro to how we're going to start building up our base. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.